All right. Hello, dear brand ambassadors. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. Welcome to today's webinar. And today is Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023. And this is Globally Changing Lives Deep Dive, an official ONPASSIVE forum. And today's webinar, we have amazing things to share with all brand ambassadors who've signed in. And before we proceed, we're going to start with our signature tune, In It to Win It, which Dr. Derek Clark is going to play for us. Please enjoy the images, which are really crafted with us at heart. Thank you so much. And over to you, Dr. Derek.
ONPASSIVE the future of internet.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Derek, on ONPASSIVE, the future of internet. And we, the brand ambassadors who are here, are part of that journey. How amazing is that? So to move to the next part of our agenda today, I'm going to call on one of our sisters that we know very well. Just introduce her just briefly, just in case anyone is seeing her for the first time. Her name is Queen Tony, and she is somebody who's been with us here on this platform. She's a business owner of publishing company, Diadem Literary Services. I'm going to call on her so she can talk to us about the Step Up Summer Youth Entrepreneur Training Program, because it's something that will benefit not just brand ambassadors, but the next generation that we have registered who are underage or are of age, but are not engaged. So Queen Sister Tony, the microphone is yours.
Hello, Grand Ambassadors. It's wonderful to be here amongst you once again. And I thank God for Mr. Ash making all of this possible for us. I wanted to share about the Step Up program. This one is a summer program for youth. And we're going into our 6th year. And if I may share our screen, well, share the screen. Okay. So it starts June 26th this year, and it goes all the way. It's going to be on every Monday from 11 to 3:30, and it's 4 hours of classes and 2 15-minute breaks and 1 half-hour lunch for the kids. It's also on Zoom. It'll be on Zoom as well. And they'll get handouts, or they'll be, if they're on Zoom, we usually give them their handouts online. We have had a dozen, at least 60 plus kids come through the program thus far, and a lot of them have started their businesses and they're doing very well. You can, I will put the link in the chat. So if you have kids, or if you know of someone who has children that have a desire to start their own business, because that's the new trend right now, that it's business to business. Sooner or later, it's going to become business to business transactions and all that. And the way that the economy is going, it's good to have your own businesses. And I thank God, because Dr. T and I earlier were talking about the resellers and how that could be an option and an opportunity offered to a lot of our graduates through Step Up. So it's a tremendous opportunity. All of our instructors are business owners and professional people. They've been in the business for quite a long time. We have Comerica Bank, we have Zelle Credit Union, the Small Business Administration, and SCORE. And these are our teachers, along with myself and a few others. So it's a wonderful program, wonderful opportunity. And like I said, I will put the link in the chat. And if I wanted to also share our website that has a few pictures going, if everyone can see that. And these are past years of our program. And as you can see, we have a lot of sponsors as well. And one of our teachers, and a few of them are well-traveled, and a representative of Comerica. So if you're located in the Michigan area, or if the kids that you have in mind are located in the Michigan area, they're more than welcome to come down to the Southgate Memorial's library, or they can be on Zoom. And we've had a kid from Ohio be a part of the program. So it is possible to be a part because we have Zoom. And I wanted also to encourage, we have a magazine. And the other day, I know someone had asked a business question, and concerning running their business. I don't remember the question, but I wanted to share our free magazine as well. And in our magazine, we have topics like, dealing with business. And for example, and I'll pull one just so that you can see, like this one. Well, we have health and wellness too. And this one has everything to do with Americans aren't eating enough fruits and vegetables, and why. Let me go the other way. So the magazine has a lot of topics that touch on animals. If you have a dog or a cat, it touches on 3 ways to safeguard your job and land a rise or raise during a recession. And we have some of the articles, or some of the content that even Dr. T shares is in our magazine, because she writes for the magazine as well. And so you can get a lot of information via our magazine. Later in the year, we'll also have the Step Up Ladies, or it's going to become the Step Up Adult program. So we're going to open it up for men and women. But the magazine is free. I'll put the link in the chat as well for the magazine. It's international, so you shouldn't have a problem subscribing. And basically that's what I wanted to share. So thank you for allowing me to have this program. I mean this time, and I hope I didn't miss anything. But yeah, please, the magazine has even about health and wellness, traveling, and the writer of the travel article, he is well-traveled. He's been a little everywhere around the world and United States. And so he gives you tips and all that. So when we get our apples and we want to travel, our magazine is a good source. So I encourage you to sign up. I'm going to, again, I'll put the links for Step Up Kids or Youth in the chat, along with the link to our magazine. And I'm telling you, this program, a lot of our kids are very successful. And one, she just cleaned up during the graduation. And let me, if I don't know how much time I have, but I want to try to see if I can bring up the present magazine article that, oh, this thing here is in the way. But this is our present magazine, and I can't seem to, well, I'll try it this way. But this is the one that's coming out today. And these are the Step Up Ladies previous programs. And this is the graduation that we've had. And I can't really blow it up because this bar here, let me see, let me blow it up. But it's a really nice venue that we use, great food. And we had our graduation just a couple weeks ago. And these are our graduates. Of course, Queen JW wasn't able to attend, but we did tape the event for her, and we'll be sending, if she's here, we'll be sending your certificate as well. And if I may, if Queen JW is here, could you share your experience with the Step Up program, if that's okay?
Queen Tony, it's okay. Queen JW can share her experience, and then after, if you don't mind, Dr. Tunishai's hand is up. Dr. T can go, and then Queen JW goes after Dr. T. Over to you, Dr. T.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Queen Tony.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for allowing me to have the floor. Thank you, Tony, for sharing. I just want to reiterate the importance of this particular youth program. And I want to reiterate this too. If you are in the time zone, Eastern Standard Time, because we're in Michigan, and so I don't know if you're an hour ahead or an hour behind. If you're in that time zone and you have youth from the ages of 14 to 21, please allow them to sign up. This is a phenomenal program. I just want to re-emphasize that. We, as Tony said, we have graduated some phenomenal young people. In fact, one of our graduates who started with the program, they were 17 years old. Now they are 22, and they are now one of the instructors for the program. Now that's a success story. He's into marketing, and he's doing very well. He's even written his first book. Okay, so, and also concerning the magazine is absolutely free. I would be honored. Okay, I'm not going to twist anybody's arm, but you know, Dr. T, I would be honored if all of you would subscribe to the magazine. The magazine affords people who like to write. You can write an article in the magazine. You can be featured in the magazine. You can even come on as an expert in your field for the magazine. So the magazine is free, so there's no risk involved. I mean, if you don't like the magazine, unsubscribe. As simple as that. But I think that you will like it. Okay, so I want to encourage all my Deep Dive family to please subscribe to the magazine. It's a call to action, because it is a good magazine, and the more subscribers we have, the more people will get involved, because we're looking for new writers, we're looking for sponsors, we're looking for experts in their fields, we always look for cover stories and things like that. And what better way than to be involved in a digital magazine that can go all over the world? We have subscribers in Africa, in Nigeria, Ghana. We have subscribers in Canada, all over the United States. Because it's digital, that means it can go all over. So that means that your story can be heard. So I please encourage you to please subscribe to the magazine. And if you have youth from the ages of 14 to 21 who have a desire to become entrepreneurs, please encourage them to sign up. Okay, there is a $45 registration fee. Okay, that just goes for processing the application, but the program itself is absolutely free other than that. Okay, it will be a wonderful experience, and I promise you, they would not regret it. Okay, so that's all I had to say. Thank you so much for allowing me to share.
Thank you as well, Dr. T. We appreciate that additional info. And I see that Queen Tony has already put a couple of things on the chat. So for viewers, please, by all means, go to the chat and look at what Queen Tony has there. So at this stage, I would want to say, Queen Tony, thanks again. And JW, are you in the house? If you are, I think Queen Tony wanted to say something about your graduation from the Step Up program. Queen JW, are you in the house? I know I did see you in.
I'm in the house. Good evening, or better yet, greetings to all of you, all the grand ambassadors, to the leaders. Thank you, Queen Debbie. Thank you, Dr. Derrick. Thank you, Tony, and thank you, Dr. T. Yes, the program was amazing. I learned so much, a lot of things I wasn't aware of regarding business, the structure, the different types of businesses. I even got to complete a business plan. It was very educational. And I think anyone, especially the youths, like she said, and any of us starting as new business owners, is a great program. It gets you to be aware of the different types of businesses, and all the different parts of business. So it's really good. It's educational, it's informative, and it's an amazing program. I had a great time and I learned a lot. So thank you so much, Dr. T, and thank you, Tony, also for the opportunity to learn more. Thanks, appreciate. Thanks, Dr.
Thank you, Queen JW. We appreciate you giving us a feedback from your experience during your stay with the Step Up program as an adult and not as a youth. Thank you so much. At this stage, we're going to move to the next segment of today's webinar. And we're going to listen to our one and only Queen Dr. T talk to us about morning routine habits of successful people. And I know that you all know who Dr. T is, but just a brief summary in case we have people who are signing in for the first time. She is an international transformational speaker. She's a life coach, empowerment trainer, TV talk show host, published author of 4 books and all of that. And she is also the editor and chief of Discovering You magazine. Please, without further ado, let's welcome Queen Sister Dr. Tunishai Ford, who is going to give us our mindset today about the routine habits, the morning routine habits of successful people.
Thank you.
Do you have anyone in this 104 of us here who meets that criteria? I don't know. Over to you. The microphone is yours, Dr. T.
Well, we're going to find out, Queen Debbie. We're going to find out exactly where we fit, okay? We are about to embark on a journey that's going to change our lives. This is what Mr. Ash promised us. But we've got to be ready. Okay, this is not a fly-by-night event, all right? What we're getting ready to change lives, but before we change other people's lives, we have to do what? First of all, change our own. You've heard the expression that charity, first of all, starts at home before it spreads abroad. And the first person that you should be charitable to is yourself. That's self-love, that's self-discipline, that's self-serving. I heard someone say that before you give, when you get your monies, before you start blessing somebody else, make sure that your stuff is in order. Make sure you have your life in order. So one of the things we're going to talk about today, which is so important, is the very first part of your day. Morning routines, habits of successful people. How we start our day. How we start our day sets the tone for the rest of our day. And that's why having a morning routine is crucial for success. Successful people have been known to follow specific habits to help them start their day on the right foot. So we're going to go over several habit routines that I want to make sure that you all incorporate in your lives. Now, many of you may say, I do all that, Dr. T. I'm straight. And some of you may say, well, I don't do quite all of them, but I do a few of them. And some of you may say, I don't do any of them. But wherever you are, this is an opportunity for you to learn and to begin incorporating this routine or these habits into your life, because again, we are getting ready to embark on a new frontier. And you want to be ready. And how to get ready is to start your day off right. So the first habit of a successful person is to wake up early. I mean, right, you may say, that's so simple, Dr. T. Yeah, wake up early. Because, you know, so many people, they get up, they rush, they take a shower, they grab a donut or a pastry and out the door. Okay, that's what they do. That's their routine every day. But I'm talking about waking up early, preparing yourself for the rest of this day, getting your mind together, getting your body together, getting your soul together, spending that time in God's word, spending that time exercising, rejuvenating yourself. That comes from waking up early in the morning. So that's the first one you want to do. You want to wake up, because what it does, it helps you with productivity, it increases productivity, it improves mental health, and it gives you the ability to accomplish more. Because when you wake up early, that means you have time to put things in order. So the first thing you want to do is wake up early. When I say wake up early, for some of you, that might be 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, depending on if you're working days, or if you may be a person like myself who's retired from a secular job, but I do run a business. Okay, so I wake up early every morning to start my day. Okay, so those are things that I want you to keep in mind. So it depends on, I don't want you to get in bondage and say, well, Dr. T, I work the midnight shift, so I can't work up that early because I'm sleeping during that time. Okay, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to those who have a schedule where they can wake up in the morning, but they don't because maybe they want to just sleep in. Maybe they may feel like I'm just lazy today. I want to get that extra hour sleep. But no, you want to be more productive and get things done. So the first thing you want to do is to wake up early. That's the first one. The second thing, and this is so important, meditation, prayer, getting in God's word. I don't know about you, but I feel so alive when I wake up early and I am able to pray. That's the first thing I do. I spend time with my maker. I spend time with God. I get in his word, because I can't, my day gets all helter-skelter if I did not spend that time with him. That's just me. You know, meditating. Some people want to meditate. I mean, they meditate on scriptures. They meditate on spiritual things. But the thing I'm trying to make emphasis on is to make sure that you spend that time meditating. You spend that time doing spiritual things, because when you do that, you're in touch with your creator. You're in touch with God. And that means he governs your day. Getting quiet before him, getting in your word, getting your assignment for that day from him. That's one of the things that successful people do. That is part of their routine. You're not going to meet a successful person who won't tell you, hey, I spend time with God. I spend time meditating because I want to get my assignment so that I can do what he's ordained for me to do. Number three, you want to exercise. Move your body. Get up and move your body. So many people, they don't do that. They just get up, like I said, get their shower, grab something unhealthy to eat, and they're out the door. But when you get up early in the morning, when you spend that time, when you get up early enough, begin to move your body. It doesn't have to be anything strenuous. It might be yoga, 15 minutes of yoga. It might be Pilates. It might be low impact aerobics. It might just be stretching exercises just to get a good stretch. Do some stretches all over your body. Breathing exercises. You know, take a brisk walk. You know, take your little furry friend, your dog. Walk your dog. Go around the block. Do something to move your body. Get your heart rate up. You know what I'm saying? Get that blood flowing in your body. Goes up to your mind and just be invigorated. So these are things that successful people do. They exercise. They get some type of movement. They incorporate some type of movement in their bodies. The fourth thing successful people do is they eat a nutritious breakfast. Now you may say, Dr. T, not going to do that. I do not eat breakfast. And I know people don't eat breakfast. I'm one of those people. But you know what I do? I do intermittent fasting. So in other words, if you don't want to eat a meal, if you don't want to eat something, that's fine. But if you're going to do intermittent fasting, make sure you're going to drink at least 16 ounces of water to get your day started, get those digestive juices flowing, put something in your stomach. Okay, because don't forget now, you fasted all night. So you want something in your body. What I do, I fix an elixir. What I use hot lemon water. I add ginger root and green tea. And that's what I drink when I get up in the morning. It's soothing, it has antioxidants. It helps my digestive juices begin. You know, it helps me with detoxing my body. It has so many different health benefits. I stop eating at 6 o'clock in the evening. And I don't eat again until 11, 12, or 1 o'clock. So that's a fast. But I do drink a tea. So those of you who do not want to eat breakfast, you don't have to. But if you want to do intermittent fasting, make sure you are eating, or should I say drinking, a low calorie or no calorie drink just to get your digestive juices going. That's how you invigorate yourself, drinking water. If you always see Dr. Derek, he always has a bottle of water. The first thing in the morning, at least put some liquids in your body. So make sure, again, if you don't want to eat a nutritious breakfast and you're doing the intermittent fasting, make sure that you put some liquids in your body. But if you are a breakfast eater, stay away from the donuts, stay away from the pastries. Do a smoothie. You know, do some low glycemic index carbohydrates. Make sure you eat fruits, you know, veggies, something like that in the morning. Those things will get your body revved up, because now you're in a fast and you want to have something nutritious in your body. So keep those things in mind. The fifth area, and this is very important, the fifth area, another routine habit of successful people, they catch up on news. They stay apprised of current events. If you're going to be a successful person, you want to know what's going on in the world. Okay, you don't want to be blindsided. You don't want to hide your head in the sand like a lot of people do. Oh, I don't care about all that. You should care about that. I'm not saying feed into the negativity. There are a lot of wonderful things going on, and there's some negative things too. We already know that. But you want to be able to stay apprised so that you will know how to maneuver. If you don't know about the negative things, when Oh Bless finally comes to fruition, we actually start using Oh Bless, how are you going to know how to help people? How are you going to know how to seed into something if you don't know what's going on? There's so many people who need our help. And keeping yourself blinded or keeping your head in the sand is not going to give you any information on how to maneuver and how to help those people who are in need. So if you want to be a successful person, make sure that you catch up on the news and you stay apprised of what's going on in the world. And number 6, think about the long-term goals. Think about your long-term goals. This is the meat of your morning. This is your why. We talked about a couple of weeks, your why. What is your why? When you wake up early, when you spend time in the morning, it gives you time to reflect. It's quiet. You're in your favorite room or in your favorite chair, and you're just reflecting on your day. And you're just reflecting on what you want to do. What is your life all about? What is your why? And when you rise early, when you spend that time in God's word, when you exercise and when you're eating right, it gives you time to reflect and be quiet and figure out how you're going to spend your day working on your long-term goal. The next one is schedule your day. If you're going to work on your long-term goal, then you need to schedule your day. You need to figure out, what am I going to do this day? And that's where I talk about prayer. When you're getting your assignment from God, you want to figure out, what are you going to do that day? What's your schedule? You don't just get up and say, okay, well, whatever happens, however it flows. No, you want to have a schedule. You want to have a schedule. And when you're making your schedule up, it keeps you focused. It makes you prioritize. It's a proactive activity for that day. And not only that, make sure that you also schedule in your relaxation time. Schedule in self-care time when you're making your schedule. So that's another area that successful people do for their morning routine. Let's go to the next one, which is number 8. Work off a to-do list. Make a to-do list. And that to-do list goes with scheduling for your day. So if you have a schedule for the day, write down things in order what you want to do. It doesn't have to be a long, drawn-out list. It might be just 2 or 3 things you need to do, and make sure they are things that are prioritized. Make sure they are things that are actually important for your day, not frivolous stuff. I'm talking about things that are going to help you achieve your long-term goal. This is all about long-term goals. This is all about living out your why. This is all about being the best you that you can be. So work a list. Make sure you have a list. I do that all the time, a to-do list. And if you don't complete the list, don't be discouraged. Just put it on the list for tomorrow. Okay, so make sure you start your day early. But make sure you have a to-do list which coincides with your schedule for the day. And the other one, the last one, is focus on high value activities. Let me say that one again. Focus on high value activities to move closer to your long-term goals. These tasks are essential, they're meaningful, and have significant impact on your life. That's what you want to look at. You want to be able to identify high value activities by asking yourself, what will be more impactful for that day? Again, you want to move closer to your long-term goals. So make sure that when you're writing your schedule and when you're doing your to-do list, that you are focusing on high value activities. Let me give you an example what a high value activity might be. Let's say that you aspire to write a book. During that time, that early morning time, you may think about the outline of that book. When I write my books, I do an outline first. I don't just sit down at the typewriter and start typing. I sit down and I compose an outline. And when it's early morning and when it's quiet, you've had your tea or you've had your water or you've had your breakfast, you've done your praying, you've written your to-do list, you can sit down at that time and say, okay, let me reflect on my book. And you start beginning on working on your outline. That's during that time. That early morning time is the time you can start on your book. Let's say you have a speech that you need to do. That's a good time to start on your speech. That's a good time for you to reflect on what you're going to say during your speech. You may be trying to figure out how to do a business plan. My whole point is that it's the preliminary time. During those early hours are preliminary times that you can use, okay, to do what you're called to do. It's the preliminary time of the day when you can actually accomplish something and you're not stressed out, you're not overwhelmed. You know, you have time to do that. You're relaxed. Okay, you're feeling good. You're feeling refreshed. That's the reason why you want to make sure that you're incorporating good habits into your morning routine. And this is a great one to focus on high value activities to move closer to your long-term goals. In conclusion, adopting a morning routine can significantly impact your success. And I want to recap what we just covered. Number one thing to do is make sure you wake up early. Number two, prayer, reading your word, meditating, getting into something spiritual so that you can be in close with your creator, God. Number three, exercising, get your body moving, revigorating, move yourself, get that heart rate up, get that blood pumping in your body. Number four, eating a nutritious meal or incorporating intermittent fasting if that's what you decide you want to do. Number five, catching up on the news, making sure that you stay apprised on current events, so that you know what's going on in the world, so that you'll know how to maneuver. Number six, thinking of long-term goals. Number seven, scheduling your day. Number eight, work off a to-do list. Make sure that you create a to-do list. And last but not least, focus on high-value activities to move closer to your long-term goals. And I believe strongly that if you incorporate these routines and make them be habits in your life, that you will be closer to becoming a successful person. Again, this is a study that has been done. These are activities. These are habits that people who are successful, they actually do. And again, when I first started speaking, this may be you. You may say, well, I do all of these things, Dr. T. Or you may say, I only do a few of them, I do none of them. But wherever you are, you can start one thing at a time. Begin to incorporate some of these things into your life, your morning routine. And I promise you, you'll feel 1,000% better. You'll feel productive and you'll feel like you're getting something done. You'll feel like you're going somewhere. And this is what we all want to do. Remember, we're getting ready to embark on a new frontier and making sure that you have great habits going forward is going to see you at the top. Thank you so very much for allowing me to share.
Wow. Thank you to Dr. T. Thank you so much for making the time to share the morning routine habits of successful people. I don't know where I fall. If I'm a successful person and I fall within that category, I do not know. But those 9 habits that you shared, I have a question for you. Now, based on your presentation, which was quite outstanding, may I ask if I am unable, not for any reason, for some reason out of my control, if I'm unable to accomplish all those 9 points in a given day, will I still be successful?
Of course.
If I'm
of
running
course.
late for something and I did not get a chance to exercise, I can catch up later on in the day. I do intermittent fasting and I miss drinking the required number of liters of water a day. And if for any unknown reason, I'm unable to make my schedule, but I make the schedule as we go along, will I still be successful in whatever my accomplishments were supposed to be for that day?
Absolutely. Because remember, I also made the statement that if you cannot do all of them, it's a discipline. Okay, these people who are successful, Rome wasn't built in a day. I said that to you guys last week. Everything we're learning right now with DeepDive is a process. We're evolving. Nobody has arrived. Okay, even Mr. Ash, as powerful, as wonderful we think he is, I'm pretty sure if you asked him right now, do you do all these things? He may say, no, I don't do all those things. But it's a process. Okay, and these are just studies that that polls that people have taken and say, okay, what do successful people do? And these are just a few things, and I'm pretty sure there may be more or less. But of course, you'll be successful. All I'm saying, what I'm trying to do right now is like Dr. Derek is trying to do with this platform, is to help us change our mindset. Okay, I don't want anybody to feel like, well, I failed royally in that area. No, I don't do all these things every day. It depends on your day. What you want to do, it's a discipline. You don't know how you do. You might wake up in the morning, it might be a crisis going on. So of course you can't do those things. But if it's a normal day, and you can get up in the morning and incorporate these things, do them. Make sure that you pray. Before I do anything, one of the things I do religiously is I actually spend time with God. If I don't do anything else, my day is jacked up if I don't do that. It's like spending time with my creator, letting him know how much I appreciate him, how much I love him, trying to get directions for my day. If you don't do anything else, do that. Get up early, spend time with God. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you drink your water. If you do nothing with that, that's a start. Move your body, start there. And then as you begin to incorporate those things, you'll make time for scheduling your day because you'll want to. Because if you don't, you'll be all over the place. Ask Tony Coleman. You'll be all over the place. I know that because I deal with my friend every single day. She's my assistant, and we talk all the time. She says, oh my God, I got to write that down. Oh, I forgot to write that down. Tony, did you do that? Oh man, I forgot. You see? Because you didn't write it down. You didn't have a to-do list. But now she has a to-do list. So now she's on point. And I do the same thing. It's just like when you go grocery shopping, right? You normally have a list because you'll forget it if you don't have a list. So it's the same thing. But again, to everyone on this platform, it's a discipline. Do not feel discouraged if you don't do all of these things. I just pointed these things out so that you can have a point of entry where you can say, okay, let me start here. I do this, I do this, I do that. But now I need to add this and add that. And before you know it, you're going to have your own routine for success. This is just what somebody else may have done research because I got this article. I found this article and I thought it'd be great to share with you guys. Okay. But as you go forward, you may have your own ideas of what success is for your morning routine. But the most important thing to understand is to have a morning routine. That's the most important part of your day. That gets you started and that keeps you focused. That's the most important thing.
Wow, that's really outstanding. So let me ask you this. I don't know if you have the answer based on your research and what you are sharing with us. What would you advise people who have insomnia?
That's a good one. That insomnia. I have insomnia. I don't always sleep all day because I have a elderly dog who does not sleep. She has she has what they call sundowning. So she gets her days and nights mixed up. She sleeps during the day and she's up all night. Okay, so I am always up and down. So I try to sleep as much as I can, and then around the 6 or 7 o'clock hour, that's when I get up, and that's when I start my day. So at that time, when you have insomnia, you have to sleep when you can. It might be like catnapping, and I know how that goes. You don't get a whole lot of rest, but the latest time you get up, let it be around 6 or 7 o'clock, and at that time, get up and get those things done. And then if you need to, go back to sleep. It's okay. But what you want to do is start your day off with doing something productive. So if you do need to go back and take a nap, you won't feel so overwhelmed. That's what I do a lot of times, because if I get things done, I pray, exercise, take care of my dog, do my intermittent fasting, I drink my tea and things like that, get my state done with my schedule. And then maybe around 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the day, if I'm home, I don't have anything running around to do or business to take care of, I take a nap. I still get my rest. You see what I'm saying? Because your body needs that. So for people who have insomnia, you can still apply your morning routine, but you have to make it applicable and make it unique for you. There's no right or wrong. Does that make sense?
A lot of sense. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We appreciate your awesome presentation, which is, I know you, I already see a hand up. So at this stage, I just want to say thank you. And we're going to call on questions relating to Dr. T's presentation on your morning routine. And please do not feel shy. This is the right time to raise your hand and ask your question for the expert to answer regarding your regular daily routine. So the first hand I see up is Queen Nancy Jody. Please, you may proceed. And Dr. Benny, you can help with the remaining hands if there are any beyond Queen Nancy and Queen Violet.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone on the panel. I would like to say a big thanks to Dr. T for the presentation. It's awesome. I don't have a question. I just want to say, this is a great presentation for me, because morning routine is a good thing, especially for people that work, in the evening. Sometimes, you sleep late, but, the mind control the body. So whenever you wake up in the morning, you have a morning routine.
Yeah.
So you do them, step by step. You have a list of things to do. It really control your life. It makes you up to date. So you really, it's a good thing to have a morning routine. You put a list what to do one after another. It really helps. Thank you, Dr. T. I really appreciate it. You improve, my morning routine.
Thank you.
I will follow the steps.
Thank you. And also, too, if I could just interject this, it's kind of cute. I like to watch ONPASSIVE, during my morning. After I finish praying, if something on the news that I'm not really interested in, I like to watch my ONPASSIVE videos. I do that. And that's keeping me informed, because a lot of the leaders, they talk about things that are going on in the world. In addition to ONPASSIVE, they talk about some of the things that are going on in the world and how we should be apprised of what's going on, and how OBLESS could be a blessing to different things. So I also do that. I wanted to share that with you too. I also look at ONPASSIVE videos on YouTube. That's part of my morning routine.
All right. Anyway, before I proceed, I just want to congratulate Dr. T. Extraordinary presentation. You know why? Because you talk about God.
Always. Always.
He is the one guiding and protecting us every second. And the air that we're breathing, he is the one giving it to all of us. So we have to thank him. Thank you so much, Dr. T. We appreciate you. Brand Ambassador Violet, could you please unmute yourself and share us your comment or excitement or wrinkles?
Hello, good evening, good morning, good night, whatever it is for wherever you are. That was I just kind of came in, and I just want to put my 2 cents worth on that lecture. It was to the point. There's Jim Rohn is a guy that really talks about your mindset. And I just finished reading one of it. Well, no, I've just finished listening to one of his books, 7 Strategies for Wealth and Happiness, Power Ideas for Americans' Foremost Business Philosophers. And he started talking about making a schedule. And I'm working while I'm listening to this, and it just dawns on me, wait a second, I had an appointment this week and I forgot to look at my day timer and I missed it. And it was like an appointment that was made 3 months ago. And it's really hard to get in with these specialists. So yeah, the list is really, really, really good. I'm in the process of trying to figure out a morning routine. I do want to get in exercise because I can't seem to get that one in there. And I find I'm very weak. So yeah, anyway, that's all I had to say. You guys are great. I love coming to these things and learning more and more. Have a great evening. Thank you.
Dr. Benny, you're muted.
Oh, thank you, Sister Violet, for coming. Thank you for supporting us, and we all love you. Brand Ambassador Sharon, could you please unmute yourself and share us your comment?
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah,
good evening,
full of
good
it.
morning, good afternoon. Sharon Whedon from Canada. Dr. T, I love you. I love hearing you speak, and I always learn something from you. You know, they say you learn something every day. I learn something or 2 or 3 or 4 things when I hear you speak. I am not a morning person. However, I do run a business, so unfortunately I have to get up in the morning. And when I get up, I cannot function until I have at least 3 teas. But before I have my tea, I do have hot water with slices of lemon in it. And I heard you mention something about hot water in lemon. So my question to you is, what was the other thing that you put in your water with lemon, please?
Ginger and green tea.
Ginger and green tea?
Yeah, yes, green tea. Yes, antioxidant, detoxer. Yes, healer for your body. I make that elixir. I use the ginger root. I boil my water. I cut up my lemon. I use a whole lemon. Sometimes I use a half a lemon. Half a lemon. Take the ginger root, cut that up. Take a small part and slice that up. You can just wash. You can either skin the root, or you can just leave it with the skin on. But make sure you wash it off real good. Cut that up, and then I let that boil, and then I add my green tea. No sugar, no honey. Just drink it straight. It doesn't taste real good, but it's very good for you.
And with the green tea, do you buy the green tea bags or the green tea leaves and make it that way?
You can do both. I use the bags. I use the tea bags, but you could possibly use both. Yes.
Oh, okay. That sounds really, really good, because I find that this is kind of funny. When I first started the hot tea and lemon, I started drinking it, and I was drinking it for about 6 months to a year. And I'm not that big of a person to begin with. I'm like normally 120, but I dropped down to 90 pounds soaking wet. And I thought, oh my God, why am I losing all this weight? So I asked my doctor, and he ran some tests, and my doctor, I call him Dr. No Good. He was like, oh, it's okay. Skinny's good. I like skinny. I'm like, look, there's a problem here. Yes, I do have a high metabolism. And yes, I do walk 5K a day, at least 5 times a week, sometimes 6, sometimes 7. But I normally maintain the same weight. So then all of a sudden I started seeing on social media all this hot lemon water thing that people are using to lose weight and lose belly fat. So I'm thinking, oh my God, is that why I'm losing so much weight? So I talked to a bunch of people and they said, no, they've tried that and they have not lost the weight. So anyways, I just had to throw that in because I thought that was pretty funny. But again, I'm not a morning person and I'm not a napper. Like I wish I could nap during the day. I know how important it is to sleep and get your rest, but I cannot nap if my life depended on it. And I'm up to like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I was born with insomnia. I've had it all my life and I'm up, but I get up every morning around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning to start my day. But as far as I try to stay off of social media and ONPASSIVE, which is really, really hard for at least the first hour when I wake up, because it got to the point where everything was like ONPASSIVE. I was in webinars in my sleep. I can hear Dr. Derek talking to me in my sleep. I was just like, what the hell? And Sister Debbie says this, and I hear you guys, and I'd get up and I'd jump on Sister Comfort's webinar at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Like it was just like going crazy. So I'm trying right now to not watch anything or even think about you guys when I'm sleeping. And I'm not going to take sleeping pills or relaxing pills because I just do not take prescription drugs. So I don't know what to do with that. Like I've been fighting that all my life. Like my problem is just not sleeping. My problem is turning my brain off.
Right.
And all the doctors, they just want to put you on sleeping pills. That doesn't help me. You know what I mean? Like, and I haven't, and like, if you have any advice on how to relax your mind other than not watch the news before you go to bed and stuff like that, because the news, you know, sometimes you hear good things, but a lot of times you hear bad things. And they say not to watch stuff like that or action movies before you go to bed.
Okay, well, may I make a suggestion, Sharon? Okay, this is very important, okay? And please forgive me for not mentioning this. Go to bed. I don't know what time you go to bed. You say you have insomnia. But one of the reasons why I have a very active mind too, okay? It's hard to turn it off. But what you need to do, again, everything we're talking about is a discipline. It's not going to happen overnight, and you have to help it. It's not going to just fall into your lap. You just be that way. You have to turn off your electronics. You have to. You have to be a conscious decision to do it. Number one. Number two, if you do wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, utilize that time. Don't worry about, okay, I'm up. It's 4 o'clock, I'm up. Then do something. That might be, I don't know if you're a praying person or you read your Bible, but do something during that time. You're up, do something with that time other than turn on the TV or turn on electronics. Use that time to meditate. You're up. Use that time to pray. Use that time to do something spiritual. You understand what I'm saying? Utilize that time. And then go back to bed. Go back to bed. And if you don't wake up again until 8, that's your time that you're going to get up and you're going to exercise. You're going to start eating something you want to eat. You're going to start watching the news about what you want to do. Otherwise, you're going to start making your morning schedule. In other words, it may be broken up, but if you're going to wake up at 4, utilize that 4 o'clock time. If you go back to bed, wake up again at 8, utilize that time. This is your life, Sharon. This is your life. All I'm doing is I'm just giving you some little tidbits, but this is not your life. Make this thing applicable to fit you.
Yeah, yes, and I agree on that, and I understand that.
Okay.
Trust me, I'm just trying to put in place some of the things that I have learned from you, but plus ask you just some for advice, because like it's just really hard. Like when you say get up at 4 in the morning, I like the tips that you just gave me, because when I get up at 4 in the morning, I automatically start doing paperwork, or I start thinking about the things that I gotta do for tomorrow or the next day, deal with my clients in my head, you know, compare emails and stuff like that, and then I try to go back to sleep, but I'm not sleeping because I'm still working in my head. You know,
that's a lot of heavy stuff. If I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm not going to be doing all that heavy stuff. That's a little early to be putting your mind through all that trauma. You know what I'm saying? I would do that when you're a little more alert. You know, start doing paperwork and all of that. You know, those are things. That's part of your schedule. When you schedule your day, doing paperwork and that should be part of what you're doing, after you spent doing your morning routine. You see what I'm saying? You're putting a lot of pressure on yourself during those early morning hours. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yes, I know. And I'm always trying to fit things in where I can fit them in. So basically, I got to retrain my brain, is basically what you're saying, and try to do something more relaxing, like pray or something, meditate or something more relaxing, not throw myself into that state of mind.
Remember now, after you finish doing all those morning routine, you got the rest of the day. So use the rest of the day to do your paperwork and execute the things that you put on your schedule. See, that's what it's all about. The first part of your day, the early part of your day is the preliminary. The rest of the part of the day is to execute what you have come up with on your schedule and your to-do list. That's what that's all about. You have it in reverse. Put it back in its order, and that's how you get that done. So you won't be so overwhelmed.
Okay. Thank you so much. Great information. Again, I love you speak, and stay out of my dreams, will ya? Okay. Thank you so much for letting me speak. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Queen Sharon. We appreciate you. Thank you. What is that? ONPASSIVE?
It's a Ferrari jacket that I borrowed from my 4-year-old neighbor just for tonight. It's a Ferrari jacket on behalf of the supercars from Saturday, May 20th. Woo! Okay, wow. I know I'm not there yet, but I just had to show that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Brand Ambassador Gervy, could you please unmute yourself and share us your comment? Or if you have any question, please.
Good evening. I'm just making my addition to what Dr. Tunishai has said. You've done an excellent presentation as usual, Doctor. And I just wanted to say that a lot of people, they take the morning routine for granted. They don't know the importance of it. So I think a lot of people don't put any thought to it, because I realize that when you put a lot of focus on how you start your day, it tends to drift through the day, and that's how you end up spending the rest of your day. For example, I always realize that how someone starts their day, it takes them through the rest of their day. And having a morning routine is a very, very good way to, but I think that also some people need to maintain consistency, Dr. Tunishai, because some persons will start out and then they fade away from it, but you have to maintain consistency. And also practice becomes perfect. Some person might start and they think that they cannot be bothered, and they just have to stay consistent and practice a routine to stay organized and prioritize whatever they have to do. Now, what I find when you have a morning routine, it helps to reduce stress, because when you attend to what you need to do in a timely manner, it kind of make you have a calmer day. I tend to see people that are, running late for work, and they're rushing in the traffic, and then they're honking their horns, and then they're getting mad, and they're having road rage, and they have a lot of issues going on. And then they, from the traffic, then they have to have problems finding parking spots. And then everything goes on, they arrive late at work. So, they start the day off in a bad way. And then because they're rushing through the day, it leads to a lot of confusion. They become very angry. They become irate at customers, and they become very deceived. Now, with a morning routine, as you are stating, everybody have different ways of, making their morning routine work for them. And it can help to boost your energy, like when you're waking up in the morning, for example, and having that cup of tea, or you're having that morning exercise, or your devotional routine. Those are things that can help to boost your energy for the day. And also the morning routine will help you to prepare for the day in such a way that if you get all the administrative work done ahead of time, when you get up in the morning, your brain is fresh and your mind is clear, you tend to have a more productive brain cells. So that way you focus better, and then you can make your to-do list, like pre-prepare for the day. So that will boost your productivity around the home or at work. And also staying organized and focused. They are very important factors to getting more things done. So I think that everybody should, at least think about creating a morning routine, because I think more people will be more productive and less stressed out, So a morning routine is very, very, very essential. That's my part.
Excellent. And I concur. And that is so important. That you talked about road rage, and you're right. Most accidents occur early in the morning because you have people who are rushing, they're impatient, they're angry, they're tense, and you're so right. You summed it up beautifully. I couldn't have said it better myself. And that's the importance of making sure that you have a morning routine. And again, let me reemphasize this. Let me really emphasize this. Do not browbeat yourself if you're not doing all of this. We're on this platform to learn. Dr. T has not arrived in everything. When I teach, I'm the first partaker of my lessons. A lot of time I'm doing research and I'm learning things. I'm saying, oh, wow, that's phenomenal. I want to share that. But I read the information, I take the information, I try to apply it to my life before I'm sharing it with you. So I don't want you to think, oh, I got all this thing covered. No, I don't, because there are a few of these things that I need to incorporate. But I try to do the most important things, like I said, waking up early, making sure that you meditate or pray, spend time with God. If you're doing the intermittent fasting, make sure you put something in your body, some type of liquid, a tea, coffee, if that's what you like, coffee, water, hot water with lemon, okay, whatever. Make sure that you move your body. Those are the most important things. Then you can start writing down a schedule. Then you can start doing a to-do list, and those things will automatically fall in line once you get those first 4 things out of the way. The other 5 will be, the other 6 will come in play. But when you do all that, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Okay, actually, there are 10 points, but I just condensed it to 9. But when you do that, do the first 4, the other things will fall in place. So that's what I wanted to share. So thank you so much for summing all that up for us. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
All right. Thank you so much, Sister Gervie. We appreciate you coming and supporting us. And thank you for the question as well. Brand Ambassador Kenla, could you please unmute yourself and share us your comment or question, please?
Yes, thank you so much, Brand Ambassador Queen Smiley, Dr. Benny. It's good to see you. Good evening, every brand ambassador. Good night, or wherever you are. I'm honored to be here. I'm not able to put my video because I am trying to multitask, so bear with me. Wow, wow. Dr. T, you couldn't have said it better. It's like you and brand ambassador, is it Davy? If I pronounced it wrong, please correct me. You just summed up what I wanted to add as my contribution to the conversation. Thank you. Extraordinary presentation.
Thank you very much.
Yes, what I wanted to add to the conversation is that you're right when you say on a given day, we are humans and we don't have to oblige ourselves to be able to carry out all of this because it will be practically unrealistic. But you begin, the beginning is always difficult, but consistency, and with consistency comes perfection, and with perfection, you find your niche among these that work with your schedule. And when you already have your schedule, I would like to add that your schedule begins even the night before or the day before. Because when you have your schedule drawn, you don't draw your schedule or you don't have your schedule only for one day. You have your schedule. Some may choose to have it for a whole week. Some may have it for a whole month. Some may have it extended all the way out. And when you know already what is in your schedule, your morning routine, you get up, what you do, if it is 1 hour, 1 hour, if it is 30 minutes, 30 minutes, if it is 15 minutes, 15 minutes, and you try to be disciplined in each of the things you have listed on your schedule. When you look at it, because that is what I do, the night before I go to bed, I look at my schedule. And when I look at my schedule, I go to bed, and when I wake up in the morning, in my subconscious, I already know what I need to do first thing in the morning. And once I begin my morning routine, as I get it done, I know what the next is on my schedule to do. And to me, that helps me. I get that energy. I know where to focus. And in addition to that, I have some things that mentally in the morning, I prefer to do them in terms of if I find them that mornings are better for me to do them. For example, early in the morning, after my meditation, after my exercise, I sit down. The first thing I do is I get on my my work, what I did not finish or what I need to focus, which I know is going to be the difficult part of my job for the day. And I get it done in the morning, because in the morning, my brain works better than in the afternoon. And once I am able to do that, then I know that the rest of my day becomes productive. I schedule the things that I know I can be able to do them with less attention, or if I get distracted, I would have achieved my productivity for the day. That is how it works for me. But for some other brand ambassadors, it may be different. Your time may be around midday. Your time may be later in the evening. But if you are not consistent and you do not have that schedule to be successful, plan in that way, you will not be able to know how efficient and how effective it will work for you. So, I mean, thank you so much. I am just so excited and so elated hearing you share this. That is what I wanted to add. Thank you all.
Thank you. Let me just say this too, in response to that. With my own personal life, I get more things done by 10 o'clock a.m. I've covered most of the things I'm going to do for the day by 10. And so the rest of the day, I use to execute. I may have appointments, things that we're going to schedule. I may, like tomorrow, we're going to be at a school at 11 o'clock a.m. recruiting for the Step Up program. And that's
Right.
11. So I know that I have to get up extra early. So I have things to do because I have to get to the school. So I can't be, I can't leave my house at 11, but I have to be there at 11. So that means by 10 o'clock or before, I have to have my morning routine, what's going to happen tomorrow, completed. So you're absolutely right about that. And even for my calendar, I'm looking at my calendar now, and for most of May, I already have marked on my calendar what I'm going to be doing this month, and even going into the month of June. So I concur. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. And with consistency, you just give it a try, then you get to, it becomes your routine as well. And you see that everything just starts falling in place. So appreciate it so much. Thank you, Dr. T.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Queen Kamla. We appreciate you. Thank you for the question, and thank you for adding, and thank you for appreciating our Dr. T. So I do have one question here from Brother Kumaran. He stated, Doctor, I am sorry. My signal was poor just now, so missed part of your sharing. My question is, share anything about melatonin? If you can, please repeat it again. Dr. T.
To share what now?
Melatonin. MELATONIN.
Melatonin.
Yeah. It's from Brother Kumaran. Brother Kumaran, could you please raise your hands?
He's in the house, so he can talk.
That's what I'm saying. I want him to talk.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
Yeah, it has to do with a particular supplement.
Melatonin.
Melatonin.
Yeah,
It's
I take a
about-
couple of those to go
It's
to
for
sleep
sleep.
some nights.
For sleeping. Sleeping
Oh,
problem.
melatonin. Okay, yes. Okay.
Hmm.
I was trying to give that to my dog, but it didn't work. I guess it depends on you. It has to be, you can buy it over the counter. You know, melatonin is a derivative that they use to help you sleep, but it doesn't always work. I mean, it didn't work for me, it didn't work for my dog. Okay, but I guess it depends on your body. But it is something that's prescribed for helping you sleep. Melatonin, yes. That's all I really much know about it. But I know it did not work for my dog. It does not relax her. In fact, she becomes more hyper. And it didn't do. I don't take it, but I did try to use it for my dog. They use it for dogs to help them when they're old, to help them sleep. And sometimes doctors will prescribe it for people who have insomnia. But I don't really know how effective it is because I've never used it for myself personally.
Brother Kumaran, you satisfied now?
Dr. Benny, thank you. I just want to see what I know. Melatonin is produced in the deep night when we sleep. Is it the same like what doctors just now she said? We get it, we buy, or we because when we talk about healthy lifestyle, sleep in the night is very important. So that's why I was asking, is it melatonin? It seems the melatonin produced by our skin, basically when we are dark, that's the plus point. So that's what I was highlighting. Thank you.
Yes, it's also a supplement that they give you since your body does produce it. And it's a sleep hormone in your body. And so man has found a way to produce it, to give it to you in a pill or a supplement to help you activate that gland. You know, I don't know if it's a gland or a hormone, but it helps to activate that so that your body can relax and go into a sleep mode. But like I said before, I guess it's something that you have to be under doctor's care to make sure that it really works, because people have different areas, different reasons why they have insomnia. And like I said, I give it to my dog, but it doesn't help her at all. So I don't know. I do apologize. I don't know more about that, but that is something that I have given to my pet, but it doesn't help her at all.
Thank you, Dr. T.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Brother Kumaran. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming. Brand Ambassador Joseph, could you please unmute yourself and share us your comment or excitement?
Good evening to everybody. I was trying to come in on and to thank Dr. T. I was trying to come in on the melatonin. Melatonin is actually produced at midnight, as he said. But when we are growing and we are getting lack of melatonin, that is why we're supposed now to take the supplement which should help us to sleep. It is a sleeping supplement, and it is taken to supplement what we are not able to produce. So it is actually, it's produced by a hormone in our body, but if our bodies are not able to produce it, then we buy the supplement. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Joseph, for your support and your comment. All right. Brand Ambassador Wilton, could you please unmute yourself and share us your comment or excitement, please?
Pleasant good night, Dr. Benny. Thanks for always being here and keeping us alert and smiling. Queen Debbie, good night. Good night, Dr. Derek. Good night to all brand ambassadors. I was trying to stay quiet, but when I hear the melatonin conversation, it's definitely something to help someone sleep or stay asleep. I have students that takes that every night because they have a problem sleeping. So we give it to them at certain time. If it reaches, let's say 11:30, 12 midnight, and they're not sleeping, we would administer that so that they can have a restful night. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, depends on the activity of the student or what they do, but that's one of the purpose of using the melatonin. So just for some additional information there. And let me compliment Dr. T for the wonderful presentation she had presented to us. You said, I think early, I think it's number one, we have to wake up and commune with God. If we get into that routine or we become, make it become and one of our daily activity, it makes your days go so smooth. Remember, we're asking God to direct our path, to give us peace, to give us safety, to give us direction, to give us patience. So when we put all of those in before God, after we pray to him, we just let go and let he do his thing, and we just do ours. And then we will have such a beautiful day. Your smile will be brighter. People are wondering, why are you smiling so early? Your appearance, your approach will be so much different because you already tell God, I'm following your path today. And so that will so help us to have a better routine. I could add or say, not everyone maybe could do all 9 or 8. But if we start getting to the habit of doing 2 per day, 3 per day, then you could just incorporate them later. But you just want to get out of that comfort zone that you're always in. I want to try something different. I want to be disciplined. I want to make it work. And once we get into those kind of routine, then it will give us better direction where we want to go. So I really appreciate that. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. At this moment, I am going to hand it over to Queen Debbie.
Thank you so much, Queen Sister Dr. Benny.
No,
and
you
thank
can't.
you.
We have to wait for Brother Vitel.
Brother Vital didn't want to wait for the next part, but he's right. Back to you, Dr. Benny.
Oh, no problem. All right, Brand Ambassador Brother Vitel, please unmute yourself and share us your comment or excitement, right? Thank you.
Baby.
Thank you very much, Dr. Benny, Dr. T. You're
All right,
right,
brother.
You're right on the money
Did you click on that delete button?
Huh?
And
are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you, Brother Vitel. We can hear you.
Okay. I'm sorry. Dr. T, you were right on the money with your 9 points. Are you familiar with Tom Hopkins International? Tom Hopkins, they have I use their daily work plan as a matter of putting your day together successfully. And it has a to-do list, things to do today. And it starts, you take your notes and your appointments and everything in that book. And I've used it, throughout all my sales and marketing career to really plan my day and be focused. So for those people who would like to know about Tom Hopkins International, you can reach out to them or Google them, and they have that work plan that you can use. Also, Dr. T, one thing I would add to the exercise, I would love for people to make that like a lifestyle. Instead of, to make it a lifestyle to exercise on a regular basis. I've done, I'm an early riser, and at least 5 days a week, 5 mornings a week, I'm out there walking, hour and a half, hour, 15 minutes. And that's how I jumpstart my day. And I find that very helpful. And in addition to eating healthy or trying to eat healthy. So all your suggestions, they were on point, Dr. T, and I appreciate you bringing it to our attention, because for us to move forward as a successful business people, we need to have the discipline to, to absorb these 9 suggestions that you put forward there, and be mindful of it, that, you can skip 1 or 2 sometimes, you don't have to be, but I think more than anything else, your exercise is supposed to be a lifestyle, not just something you do once in a while or when you feel like, you know what I mean? And I find that very healthy. Tom Hopkins International book is also very healthy. I own it, and it's a book that it has like a binder, and you can order it from them, and it helps you to put your day together correctly and more organized. Because if you're not organized, your day is just very disruptive. Very disruptive. And as business people, we need to start to focus on being organized. I thank you for all the words that you've mentioned there, but I find that eating a nutritious breakfast is also one of those things. And a lot of people don't like to eat breakfast, but it's the most important meal of the day. It's the most important meal of the day. You can skip lunch or dinner, but breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So I thank you again, and I'm out.
Thank you very much for sharing that. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Brother Vitel. We appreciate your support. Okay, Queen Debbie, I believe no more interruption, right? Proceed.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. No promises. There is a hand up, Dr. Benny. You didn't see it. It's as dark as the person who raised it.
Thank God. Oh, he's dancing. All right, proceed, King
All
Dr.
right.
Derek.
Wonderful. Peace, blessings, enough, holy, plenty, a lot of love to everyone. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much, Queen Debbie and Queen Dr. Benny. Really appreciate all those lovely smiles that you're giving everyone on this webinar and on YouTube. Really appreciate it. Dr. T, have mercy. Wonderful. That was awesome. Wake up early. I don't know how much I can get into a lot of waking up early. I just wake when I finish sleep. That is the best way for me, unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to look at it. Spend time with God. Oh, yes, definitely. And exercise. I just want to touch a little on that exercise. Yes, walking is better than sitting on the couch. Let me say that again. Walking is better than sitting on the couch. But let me just inform you that walking, the type of walking that we do, and walking our dogs or, you know, walking around the community, as I said, it's better than sitting on the couch, but walking is not exercise. What? Yes, let me say that again. Walking is not exercise. The type of walking that you and I really do, that's not exercise. Walking is more muscle fatigue than exercise if it is not done properly. There's a way to walk that it would be beneficial as an exercise, and most of us don't really walk that way when we say we walk. All right, so let me just show you. I don't know, maybe I might know of the Olympic walk race. Now, the Olympic walk race is the type of walking that actually invigorate exercise. Right? So take a look. This is what invigorates exercise.
Timed finals. The boys 1 mile race walk sponsored by Tracy Sunland. Hip number 1 is Nolan Allen, Arlington, Massachusetts. Hip 2, Matthias Cerna, San Juan, Texas. Hip 3 is Alexander Harvey, Kings Park, New York. Hip 4, Timothy Sunnerberg, Burlington, Massachusetts. Hip 5 is Spencer Dunn, Auburn, Maine. Hip 6 is Alex Peters, national champ from Chicago, Illinois. Hip 7, Jonathan Lazore, Madison.
Okay, wonderful. Now, that is exercise when you're walking. Now, if you walk like that, if you're doing walking for exercise, then that is a way that you need to walk if you want to use that as exercise. The better thing to do is skipping or swimming or planking. Those are better exercise that actually works the core, and especially for persons over 45, your core is where most of the issues are. All right. And so if you are going to exercise, planking, skipping, or jump rope, you might call it, and planking, skipping, jump rope, or swimming are the 3 top best exercise for your core, because that is where persons over 45 experiences the problem, the core. And everybody, that's where we experience the issue, is our core. Try to keep our core fit and firm and ready to go, right? And so that is exercise that you should do if you are doing exercise. And they are simple, they are easy. All of them are simple and easy. They are not very difficult. Planking is on YouTube channel also, so maybe you can, it's very, very simple and straightforward. Let me say PLANKINGEX exercise. Just a quick thing, and it's very simple. This is the basic.
Begin by lying on your stomach. Place your elbows below your shoulders, the hands with the palms on the ground and onto your toes. This will create a straight line from the shoulders to the heels. Hold this position for approximately 10 seconds. If you are able to maintain this posture and hold longer, you may do so. If you begin to lose posture by dipping down or rolling side to side, then you have performed this for too long. The key here is to maintain good posture for as long as you are able to. Take the amount of time you are able to hold the position and complete however many repetitions you need to add up to 60 seconds. This may be either 4 sets of 15 seconds, 3 sets of 20 seconds,
or even 6 sets of 10 seconds. Lying on your stomach. Place your elbows below your shoulders, the hands with the palms on the ground and onto your toes. This will create a straight line from the shoulders to the heels. Hold this position for approximately 10 seconds. If you are able to maintain this posture and hold longer, you may do so. If you begin to lose posture by dipping down or rolling side to side, then you have performed this for too long. The key here is to maintain good posture for as long as you are able to. Take the amount of time you are able to hold the position and complete however many repetitions you need to add up to 60 seconds. This may be either 4 sets of 15 seconds, 3 sets of 20 seconds, or even 6 sets of 10 seconds. If this is too difficult for you, you can perform this exercise by placing your knees on the ground and arms in the same position, and again holding for an accumulated total of 60 seconds with good posture.
Beautiful. All right, so that is planking. Very easy and straightforward. And it really helps much better than walking. If we are doing the walking the dog or walking, and not doing the Olympic walking, then, but as I said, walking, even the dog, is better than just sitting on the couch. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Dr. Derek, thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Benny. And before I proceed, I want to thank each and everyone who has presented before or who has spoken, either raised a question or made a comment. We appreciate each and every one of you. And we thank you for being able to be with us and contribute one way or another. We're moving to the next section. Do you want us to record the next section, Dr. Derek? All right. So at this stage, we want to thank each and everyone who has been listening or following us on YouTube. We appreciate you, we thank you, and we look forward to having you on the next deep dive, which will be on Thursday this week, same time. So bye for now, and we'll see you very soon.